Hey, so this video today is about raising your vibration and raising your level of consciousness. A little backstory to this: I actually uh, meditated on this last night and wrote it down, and then tried to map it out into what this video is going to be. It's a lot of information, but so for I'll say the better half of 2 months. I wake up periodically, like throughout the night, like probably around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I just use that time. Like I just wake up. Sometimes I have to use the bathroom. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just wake up at that time, and I just use that time to meditate. Uh, the meditations last a little longer now, probably about an hour. But this meditation that I did last night only lasted about a half an hour, and I just gained a better understanding of what this topic is today, which is raising your vibration to raise your level of consciousness. Um, so I'm going to be reading a lot because I wrote a lot down. So just bear with me as I go through the information, and hopefully you can pick and choose or grab all of the information, and it could be helpful to you in your journey throughout your life and the things that you'll encounter. So 4 things that are important to remember. Number one, uh, whether you believe it or not, we are all made up of energy. And if you want to look at it in a different way, we all have a soul. So our soul is the energy that we're made up of. Number two, we all have a vibrational frequency. And that is like if somebody walks in the room, you can feel their vibe. If they're like, quote unquote, a negative person, if they're like a chipper person, you can feel their energy, you can feel their vibration. Number three, we all have control over our own reality, which is what we can consider free will. We have free will to do what we want in life. We have free will to accept the things that happen to us in life or not accept the things that happen to us in life. Overall, we have control over our reality, over our life. And number four, we are all connected. We're all God's children. We all came from the same place. Our souls, our energy, all came from the same place. And if you want to look at it in a different way, we all have collective consciousness. Like we're all connected consciously, whether we know it or not. And what a collective conscious is a set of shared beliefs, ideas, and moral attitudes which operate as a unified force within society. So basically, you can look at it as we all have God's mind in mind. It's just locked up in our mind because we have free will and we're able to think and choose and pick the things that we want to do throughout our life to map out the way we live our life. But we all have the understandings and we all have the quote unquote knowledge that each person has that God gave us. So we all have God's mind. We just choose to express it and go about it in different ways throughout our life. So again, so like while we are all individuals, we all have our own lives. We all decide to experience our life in different ways. We're all still connected, whether we choose to believe it or whether we choose to understand that or not. Like we're all still connected. And once you raise your vibration to the vibration of the collective consciousness, which is, again, you can look at that as God, or just the highest energy source, however you want to look at it. Once you raise your vibration to that, then we're all going to be on the same level. We're all not on the same level right now because we all live our lives the way that we want to live them, and we choose to do the things that we want to do throughout our life. So that puts us all on a different playing field, but we're all on the same earth. We're all on the same planet. We're all going through life. Everybody's life just looks differently, and how you choose to interact with the things that go on in your life determines your level of vibration, your level of consciousness. The more you raise your vibration, the more you will unlock that collective consciousness that's within you. And with that being said, things to consider. Everyone experience is valid. So what you experience in your life is valid. What happens to you in your life is real. It's not like nobody can tell you the things you experience in life isn't real, because it's real to you, and that's all that matters. Like the things that you go through in life are real to you because that's what you choose to believe. That's what you choose to invite into your life. Because again, we have free will, so you can choose to accept the things that happen to you in life, or you can choose to not accept it and move on and change your reality that way. And so, yeah, just remember that what you go through in life and what somebody else goes through in life, even if you guys are in the same place, you may perceive it in a different way, but that doesn't change the validity of what's happening to them or what's happening to you. Like everything is valid. Everything that happens to you or another person is valid. Number two, in order to raise your vibration, you have to be in a positive state. So we all have, you can look at it as a vibrational baseline right now. Whatever you've been going through in your life, however you been accepting or not accepting the things that happen in your life or around you or around the world, creates your baseline. And in order to raise that baseline, you have to be in an elevated state from which you are already in. So in order to raise your vibration, you have to be in a more positive state than you are currently today. So everybody's positive state, like I said before, is not the same. So it's different. So the things that may make somebody else happy or raise their vibration is completely different than what's going to raise your vibration. So for an example, since May, for some reason, people in my neighborhood have been setting off fireworks. That's not something that makes me happy. Like meditation, eating food, watching a good movie, watching good cartoons, seeing my boys, like those are things that raise my vibration. And setting off fireworks or riding dirt bikes and things like that raises other people's vibrations because they're on a different frequency. They're on a different, their life is different from mine. So the things that bring them joy, the things that bring them happiness is completely different than the things that bring me happiness and the things that bring me joy. But that doesn't change their reality. Like that's their reality. So that's valid for them. While I may see it as pointless to buy fireworks every day to let them off, doesn't change their experience because that's what they want to experience and that's what brings them joy. So that helps in that moment bring their vibrational frequency up because it's bringing them joy, it's making them happy. So everyone thinks different. So everybody has a different mindset, a different framework. And again, so things that make me happy and the things that make me raise my vibrational frequency is completely different than what somebody else may do. And I just have to understand that. I just have to grasp that concept and understand that that's valid for them. And I can't tell them that that's not a way that they need to go about raising their vibration. And so what that does is it helps change their vibrational frequency. Either it goes up or it goes down. I'm not going to say it's negative or positive because that's all about perspective. So either your vibrational level goes up by the things that you accept and the things that you do in life, or it can go down by the things that you accept and the things that you do in life. But what you have to do is stay in a positive state in order to raise your vibration, in order to raise your consciousness. So that's the next thing I wanted to talk about, is how to raise your vibration, which ultimately raises your level of consciousness. So the thing that you have to do, and going back, like, so for everybody is different. So like even for a child, it's going to be different to raise their vibration. Um, giving them candy, letting them play the video game, taking them out for a walk, just getting a high five from their mom or dad might raise their vibration. And that spikes it, that makes it go up in that moment. So what you need to do in order to raise your vibration, which ultimately raises your level of consciousness, you have to hold a higher level of vibration than what you currently have. So whatever your baseline is, you have to elevate that baseline for extended periods of time. So in order to raise your vibration, you can't just, if I go out and buy a new car, I'm going to be excited for that moment. I'm going to be happy I got a new car. And that's a spike in my vibration. That's a spike in me being happy. But after a while, me driving it around, it's going to go back down. So what you have to do in order to raise your vibration, you have to hold a higher level of vibration. We're not going to say good or bad. It's just higher than what your baseline is. No matter what your baseline is, it has to be higher than what that is for an extended period of time in order to create a new baseline. So even if the baseline isn't as high as you've been holding it, it drops down a couple of levels. But as long as it's higher than what you were currently at before you raise that vibration, that's the point. Like, that's what you have to do. You have to raise that level of vibration. And once you start raising that level of vibration and you create a new baseline, you start to understand things a lot differently. You start to see things moving and you perceive things differently in your world and your reality. And that's what starts to raise your level of consciousness, because you raise your level of vibration in that moment. So you have to keep pushing the boundaries. So after you create a new baseline, you have to sit down and understand, and you'll start to see things and you'll start to understand things a lot differently once you raise your vibration and you start to gain more knowledge. You'll seek the knowledge, or the knowledge will actually come to you if you're on social media, through YouTube, just ads popping up, and you'll start to realize that other things are coming into your field of consciousness that you didn't realize before, that you didn't notice before, because that's not the frequency that you were vibrating at. But now that you're there, you're going to start understanding and viewing things a lot differently, and things are going to just be attracted into your life. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can test it out. You can do this throughout your life, throughout these couple of days, and just keep raising your level of vibration. Just stay at a happier state than what you're normally at, and then that'll create a new baseline, and then that'll bring things into your awareness, bring things into your consciousness that haven't been there before. So you don't have to take my word for it. You can test it out and just see how your life starts to change. So again, we all have a baseline. So what you do is create a new level, a new baseline. You start operating at a new level of happiness, and your baseline will change. So just to close this out, everyone experience, again, is valid, or it's real, considering that we are all individuals. So because they want to experience this in their life, this is the level that they're at, this is the vibration that they're at, so this is how they choose to experience life. And when they choose to experience life this way, they have different levels that bring them joy. So this is how they choose to experience life. This is the framework of the constructs that they have in their life, in their mind, to create their reality. And because they create their reality that way, they produce what you may see as a lower level or a higher level of happiness or vibration to bring them joy. So all you have to do is accept that and understand that, and you keep living your life and you keep raising your level of consciousness. So everybody's life, everybody's joy, everybody, what they experience is valid, and accepting that is just going to raise your vibration. So the goal in all of this is for everybody to continue to raise their vibration. And once everybody keeps raising their vibration, then everybody's going to reach a new level, and we're just going to keep elevating and elevating until we all reach that same level of collective consciousness that I talked about in the beginning. So the goal is to just raise your vibration, acknowledge that everybody's experience is valid and everybody can experience life the way they want to, because we're all individuals and we all have free will. So experience your life the best way that you know how to experience it, but keep elevating your life and keep elevating the joy in your life to elevate your vibration and to elevate your level of consciousness. And one day we will all meet together in a collective consciousness. Thank you.